Good evening, my good people. Hope you are doing good. I'm doing good too, and I thank God. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed, subscribe at Dela Kenya. This is where we enjoy, we entertain, and we educate and get to learn more about the Luhya culture, the Luhya foods, and all things you want to know about Luhya. And today on our topic, we are going to talk about how Luhya names or how Luhya children were given names. Hope you are going to enjoy this episode and you will love it. Let's go. So in Luhya, names were given according to different categories. First of all, if you don't know where Luhya people come from, Luhya people occupy the western region of Kenya, that is Kakamega, Vihiga, Busia, Bungoma, and some parts of Trans Nzoia where we find Kitale, and there many Luhyas are there. As you know, Luhya are the greatest Bantu speaking people in Kenya. And so today you are going to know and understand better of how these people or how this distinct group used to name their children. So when a child is born, first of all, it was a blessing to the whole community, it was a blessing to the whole village, and people celebrated during that. Sure. The children were named according to seasons, the children were named according to events, the children were named even after their ancestors or even the state of their family. So when you start with the naming during season, you have those children who are named during the rainy season, children who were named during the plowing season, during the harvesting season, and even during the planting season. So when we start with the children named during harvesting season in Luhya land, first we have Nekesa in Bukusu, or Nechesa among the Wanga people. These are girls who are named during or who are born during the harvesting season. You know, when a mother gets pregnant and it chances that during the harvesting season, be it the harvesting of maize, be it the harvesting of millet, sorghum, or even beans, then this mother gives birth to the child. During the naming, the child will be named Nechesa or Nekesa. In Luhya, Kesa among the Bukusu means to harvest, and Chesa among the Luhya, among the Wanga, means to harvest. Also, we have Nafuna and Wafuna. Nafuna means Funa among the Wanga, means to harvest also, and Funa, yes, that is for the girls. They'll be named Nafuna to symbolize that they were born during the harvesting season. So among the girls we have Nafuna, among the boys we have Wafuna, and we have Nekesa, Wekesa, or Nechesa or Wechesa, whichever the sub-tribe of the Luhya. And we have those children who were named, okay, as I continue of the season, we have those children who were born during the plowing season. Plowing season in the Wanga, we have Nerima for the girls and Werima for the boys. Among the Wanga and the Bukusu, Rima or Lima means to plow, and that's why they were called Welima or Nerima or Werima, to symbolize the plowing season. Another way of naming was naming after the ancestors. For example, when your grandparent died and he was good to you and you had, and most of the time those ancestors who are named after were those who are hardworking, those who are good, and those who had good behavior. So there is no way a child was named after an ancestor, for example, who was a thief, who used to be in criminal cases, who used to be a witch. No, those parents considered those ancestors who had good perspective, who had good behaviors, and who had good morals in the society. And for the children who are born during famine season or hunger season, for the Bukusu, they'll call their boys Wanjala and the girls Nanjala. That Njala means nja or means hunger. So when a girl or a boy was born when the time of hunger, you know, in Western, hapo April, things are not good, no, shamba zimekauka, and so that's the time when a mother gives birth, and so During that time, the boy will be named Wanjala and the girl will be named Nanjala. For the Wangas, they use Nza, not Ja. So for the Wangas, they'll call their boys Wanjala and their girls okay, for the Wangas, they'll call Wanzala and for the girls Nanzala. And general name for those people were Anzala or Anjala. For those who were born during rainy season were called Wafula for the boys, Nafula for the girls, and Afula to general. Yani Afula was the unisex. And as I've told you, those who are born
The sunny
Okuvasu
season
or
were called
Wamvasu, depending on the time of the day. For example, a child was born in the midday when the sun was so hot. So he or she will be called a name, and then the Basu part. Basu is son in Luhya language for those who don't know. We have those children who are born during the drought season. In Luhya land, drought is called Eshimyo. That is among the Wanga. So among the Bukusu is Simyu. So you'll hear these children being called Simiyu na Simiyu, meaning the time when there's no rain, that is during drought. And to have those children who were born during the planting season. You know, during planting season there are many birds chirping and welcoming the season. So those children were called Wanyonyi. The Nyonyi among the Bukusu means the birds. Sometimes these names were given depending on the state of the family. For example, my Luhya name is Makoha, and so when I interrogated about the meaning of my name, I was told that the person I was named after, remember this is not my original name, so my grandmother used to be called Makoha, and the great grandma said that she was giving birth to children, but those children did not survive. So there was need for her to give my grandmother that ugly name so that she can survive. That Makoha means rubbish. So in some circumstances, the names were given depending on the state. For example, when a mother gives birth to many children and the children does not survive, there is need for her to implement and come up with ugly names so that that child may survive. So we have the names like Makoha, we have the names like Okusimba meaning mongoose. We have names like Okunani meaning hyena. So those names sounded ugly, and for the children to survive, they had to be named those names.
Sure.
And also we have the naming also dependent on the place or at the place where the child is born. For example, when a child was born in the garden, for example, her mother was busy doing her shamba work or her garden work, then fortunately the time for her giving birth came and she gave birth. If it is a boy, he'll be called Wamukunda, and if he's a girl, he'll be called Namukunda, meaning Kunda means land. So that place that the child was born. You have those born on the road, along the road. You have Nanjira for the girls and Wanjara for the boys. And also we have those born Manyumba, the behind of the house. So we have Wamukuru and Namukuru. You remember in the Luhya, Wa stand for boys and Na stands for girls. That is it. Also, some names were given according to the periods or according to the events happening. For example, during the Kibaki time, when Kibaki wanted to be the president, and when he won, many people named their children Kibaki, meaning he was the leader during that time. That was during the election period. Also, when Kenya got independence, there were people who were named Uhuru, but in my language they call it Uhuru, meaning Uhuru. So sometimes event mattered, and some named even after the winning parties. For example, you have people in Western called Ford, you have people in Eastern called Kanu. And another way, okay, to add on the other way, Sometimes these ancestors made the babies to cry so that a name can be given to them. So when the babies start crying every time, we have some elders who will come and start naming the ancestors who died long time ago. When the baby keeps quiet, then that name is given. Hope you have learned something, and if you're a Luhya, you have a name, your Luhya name, you now know the roots of your name, and you know the meaning of your name. Stay tuned as we get to explore, as we get to learn more about Luhya people, about the Luhya culture, and about the Luhya names. Thank you for watching.